How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
So I don't matter. I'm here every day, so to me, who cares how I'm doing? I got to know how exciting it is. I mean, it's the second album. You guys had such a huge first album. Is it more nerves or excitement?
I think it's a combination of both. I think the nerves maybe happened a little bit earlier in the process. Since we were kids, we heard about that feared phrase, the sophomore slump, and it was like a horror film for us. So I think nerves kind of came earlier in the recording process.
But I think because of the response Better Dick 2 had with audiences, I think that did give us a big boost of confidence.
But it was, we have all these deadlines that, they say you got to have this turned in by this date and this by this.
That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was. And we kind of actually just missed all those. It was like a mad dash at the end just to approve pictures.
So now, we're totally excited.
Yeah.
So did they say, you have your whole life to write your first album and then you have X amount of time to write your second album? Did you guys feel like that? Like your first album you spent all this time on and then it was like, okay, now we've got a time limit to do the second one.
I think it wasn't the time crunch that was our problem. I think it was, we were out on the road playing shows as we were writing for the album. So it was, balancing our live show with recording an album.
Well, that and figuring out where to find inspiration. I mean, we get a ton of inspiration from our fans. I don't know if they know that or not, but we listen to their stories and signing lines on Facebook, on Twitter. That and just also kind of trying to make life happen, but also being on the road and finding things to be inspired about. But I think we did it.
Yeah.
So you guys are brothers and sisters, but how close are you guys really? Does it make you closer?
We've been doing this for 14 years, so since we were kids, and it's kind of everything we've always known. So, I would probably say it brings us closer.
It does. I know even in the recording of Pioneer, we got to know each other so much better, if that's even possible. And I think, our different creative strengths really came out in this process. And we had some fiery debate. I'm not going to lie.
Plus, so who wins? Who's the decision? If it's you three, do you vote 2-1?
Yeah,
it is.
Both still work as a democracy, but sometimes you can have a 3-way tie.
Well, Reid does this thing where he just keeps talking, and he just keeps talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
Until we just are worn out and agree with him.
I know most people
think
because Kimberly's the girl that she gets the ultimate vote. It's actually Reid who does. Just
I'm the middle child.
Just by exhaustion.
So do you guys watch how many get sold? Do you wait for it? What's the? Because I have friends that act and they wait, and their weekend is miserable because they're waiting on their box office number. So what's it like with you guys?
We totally are. But it's not only just with our music. Like in any election of any sort. We are always like the presidential elections every single
the numbers
4 years.
nerds.
We stay up all night.
Reid has a pad and paper, and he's writing down numbers and adding and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the people we are.
Well, and it's different than, because, if you're going for, they call it the number one battle, when you're looking for the number one spot, it's really just kind of like a night where it's hectic, but it's an entire
whole week.
Yeah,
so we will absolutely be biting our fingernails,
eating
and sweating
a lot.
bullets, yes.
And drinking coffee.
What is a night like for you guys after the show's over? Do you guys get it right? Do you have, you eat a certain thing? After the show, what do you guys do?
After the show, it's a free-for-all.
It is. Sometimes I'll actually go run the stairs in the arena.
But emphasis on sometimes. Come on.
Well, yeah. Okay. But no.
Generally,
it makes it sound good, though, that I actually
right,
do it. I
but
don't say how many.
Generally, what we do is, so we play our show, we run back to the bus, we get a bowl, we pour cereal in it, and we turn on Big Bang Theory, The Office.
Those are
something
our two must-haves. We totally veg out at night. We work hard during the day, but it's all over.
And
we
they
reward
have
ourselves.
this thing, it's called after show food, which is food after the show. And a lot of the times it's like either, whatever, sandwiches or whatever. But yeah, we do choose the cinnamon Toast
Buffalo
Crunch.
Wild Wings lately, which is it's becoming a favorite.
It is.
Is it?
Buffalo Wild Wings taste awesome, but you got to be careful how much Buffalo Wild Wings.
Especially at midnight.
Yeah.
Especially at midnight. Hence the running the stairs.
Did you start playing separately as young kids? Did you two play together for a while? And Kimberly, you played in a band separately? Was that kind of how it all started musically?
It did. With Kimberly, we all started on piano, and I remember there were home videos of Kimberly crying when she had to practice violin. But we kind of got our official start. Yeah, Neil and I had our band, and Kimberly had hers.
But Neil was just 8 years old. He started out on the drums. Reid was on bass. He was 10. So they were like this miniature rock and roll band. And they would open up for me, and I just fronted a band of high school buddies down in Mobile, Alabama. And so our dad would book us every single weekend, anywhere he could. I remember father-son camps when there were 2 people, count them 1, 2 in the audience.
More people on stage.
But Reid and Neil's band would open for mine, and that's we always knew that the family band was the eventual goal, but we all had to kind of wait for height.
When did it
to
click
even out.
for you three? When you actually realized, hey, we're not only with brother and sister, but we're actually we're gonna make it?
It was kind of a natural process, Eventually, her band guys, went off and got jobs, college.
I went to the school.
But
of rock.
I feel like we had a couple of like benchmarks whenever we kind of said, yeah, we're on the right path. One was writing our first song, the next was playing that song, and the next were people singing that song back to us.
But I will tell you this: our very first time ever on stage as a family band, like legitimately, was in the lingerie department at Walmart.
Who
we
booked
did
that
an
gig?
acoustic show. It was the New Faces of Country show, and we opened all of those little dates in Walmart. So, you gotta start somewhere.
The Band Perry's album is out right now. What's the difference in this album and the last album?
We've got more teeth, if you will, more aggression than ever before, especially in the drum beats and the electric guitars. But on the other end of the spectrum, I think we're as vulnerable as we've ever been. We certainly have worn our hearts on our sleeves in different moments on this record.
So it's a special day not only for you guys, but for me today. My album is also coming out as it is my birthday.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
I was really getting into it there.
Keep going.
Yeah. You guys, congratulations. The first two songs are awesome.
Thank you.
Everyone that's listening now, download the Band Perry's album. I guess people still buy CDs too, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
We
I like
buy
the CD.
CDs, the hard copy.
Do you guys do the vinyl? Are you that cool? Because I'm not that cool.
Don't have
I'm not that cool
vinyl,
yet
no.
because I don't have anything to play it on, which I should at this point.
So
But
it'd be
See,
just
it
a
would be
waste of money.
poserish if we bought the vinyl but didn't have anything
Yeah.
to play it on. So
It would.
Yeah.
we
But you'd
can't
still
do
be
that.
cool and say, yeah, I got it on vinyl.
Yeah.
One of the guys on our show, Eddie, he's a vinyl guy, so he always talks like this. I got it on vinyl.
Vinyl.
Yeah, I got it on vinyl.
Where do you buy vinyls these
Yeah.
days?
Yeah.
Best Buy.
Yeah, really. You can just go to the store and buy it, but I still got it on vinyl. So you talk like that when you buy it, though.
Vinyl.
Yeah. The Band Perry in the studio. Thank you guys for coming by.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much for having us.